MEC of Education, Panyaza Lesufi, of course, as we celebrate Africa Day on the continent. Sam, a very good morning to you.
Welcome back. We're broadcasting live from the University of Pretoria at the Mamelodi campus. It's here that the official inaugural event of Africa Day will kickstart today. As you will remember, the whole month we've been celebrating Africa, and even on our channels you've been seeing in the right-hand corner something called We Are Africa, and that's also the overarching theme of this month. Now, a little bit later, the Honourable President Jacob Zuma will be here to officiate the event. A little bit earlier, we spoke to the Minister of Arts and Culture, Mr. Nathi Mthethwa, in terms of the programme, in terms of what Africa a Month is all about. Right now, I'm joined by the Gauteng Education Department, well, I should say the Gauteng Department of Education MEC, Panyaza Lesufi, and what they're trying to do from tomorrow at all assembly points across the province is educate our young people, our young children, in relation to what Africa Month, Africa Week is all about. MEC, good morning. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's talk about the importance of connecting learners with their roots.
That's the future. If you don't strengthen their mind and make them aware of the importance of this day, we lose the essence of the day. So you plant the seed in their mind while they're still young and ensure that across the entire province, every learner is alerted about the importance of the day. And that will make things easier for all of us because if you can't solve some of the problems through the classroom, you'll never solve them. You don't have ad hoc solutions, you just have a permanent solution. And I really believe that to empower the mind is the best solution you can get.
MEC, and I know you've heard this conversation, there's been a lot of talk about history, African history being part of what learners experience at a school level. Where are we in that conversation, and how do we integrate it so we don't disrupt the current curriculum?
I'm glad the National Department has finally put the discussion and the debate on the table so that we can formalize, discuss and debate it. We've accepted as Gauteng that indeed it's a very important aspect and that we are willing to be a pilot site if the National Department want to pilot the program. It's very important because if we don't know where we come from, I can assure you we'll commit the same mistakes that we committed previously. So the importance of South African history or history being compulsory to our grade 10s, to our grade 12s is a very important decision. I think that need to be supported and ensure that all our children at least are quite aware and they can respect days like this ones.
How is that education over this next couple of days are going to work in terms of the assembly points? We know that have all the schools gotten an AU anthem, a copy of it?
Yes. We have an AU anthem and the South African anthem. We're deploying all our public representatives from the Premier to all our schools, including all the MECs and members of parliament that have agreed, that are available, so that all our children can understand the importance of this day. But above all, we just want to spread the message of anti-xenophobia. We believe that if our children understand that for South Africa to prosper economically, we have to invade and penetrate Africa. If you can't win in Africa, you'll never win outside Africa. So it's very, very important that we don't look amongst ourselves to say, here I am in my township or in my suburb or my area, but you must look yourself as part of Africa. And it's very, very important that our young ones are conscientized. And that is why tomorrow morning all our schools will convene school assemblies. We've given the script to all our public representatives, engage these young minds, present this information to the young minds so that these young ones can understand that we are together, we are one, and that as South Africa, we are part of Africa, and you can't separate us from Africa and you can't separate us from the entire world.
Let me see, how do we make sure that this program carries on past Africa Week, that in some way or another that we do get those schools to interact, live, not accept, but deal with the South African national anthem, the AU anthem, on maybe not a daily basis, but at least on a weekly basis?
We have populated our life orientation subject so that it can incorporate these views. But you are quite aware that in Gauteng, we are very, very strong in terms of social cohesion and non-racialism in our schools, and to ensure that our schools can work together in terms of sporting activities, but at the same time, twinning some of our schools, and to ensure that we work together at all times. Because I can tell you, if you can't have the young ones to play and study together, the future of this country will be doomed. We have to create an environment that is conducive for these young ones to play and study together. And if we do that, we are building a truly non-racial South Africa that all of us can be proud at one stage.
MEC, just slightly off the topic and very, very quickly, you talked about twinning. I know you're heading to court. What's the status very quickly?
Well, we're heading to court on the 26th on Tuesday, purely because there is a misunderstanding of language and issues related to working together as South Africans. But I'm quite convinced that non-racialism is the future. You can't delay it, you can't postpone it. So anyone who wants to delay and postpone non-racialism, I wish them the best of luck.
MEC, we're going to leave it there, but thank you very much. MEC of Education in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi, he's part of the official delegation as part of the inaugural Africa Day celebrations here at the University of Pretoria at the Mamelodi campus. Lots more coming from us. We go back to studio. In actual fact, let's go and take an ad break, then we'll continue with our programming.